Welcome to our programming channel. We are learning execute non-query method, execute reader method, execute scalar method in edu.net. In first part, we have seen execute non-query method. In second part, we have seen execute reader method. This is part 3. In this part, we will learn what is ExecuteScalar method and how it works. We will see this method with example. ExecuteScalar method. The ExecuteScalar method executes SQL statements as well as stored procedure. The ExecuteScalar returns the first column of the first row in the result set returned by the query. Extra columns or rows are ignored. Many times, a result set contains many columns and rows. Thus, many times, a result set contains more than one columns and rows. Then, execute scalar method returns only the first column of the first row, and if we cannot get any row, that is when result set is empty, at that time execute scalar method returns null reference. It returns a null reference if the result set is empty. Scalar means single value. The value may be integer value, string value, double value, that is value of any data type. Thus, execute scalar method is used to retrieve or get a single value from database. A return value is an object. In execute non-query method, return value is number, which is integer specifying number of rows affected, that is number of rows inserted or updated or deleted. Execute reader method returns SQL data reader object which reads all the records, that is rows and columns, in the result set of query or select query. But in execute scalar method, return value can be of any data type. So, return value is an object which represents the value of the first column of the first row. And here, instead of indexes, in square bracket, we can give this column name id, then here also name, quantity. And now here we are getting same result. We cannot see any error or any difference. In this way also we can write column names in square bracket. For scalar method, add this line and add this if, and scalar method copy the code of ExecuteReader method and paste here. When we want to store the result of select query with ExecuteScalar method, then we cannot store the result with ExecuteScalar method in DataReader object, and with DataReader only we can read the records, but we can able to store the result in the variable, or we are taking integer variable in selected row, and this is integer variable, so convert to int 32. So now we cannot see any error. So we can store the result or return value in this integer variable. So here now all the things are same: connection string, then using block, select query, command object, cmd obj, then con.open. And now if selected row greater than 0, console.write record selected row, else console.write line no record found. Run the program. Enter 3, then selected row is 0 now, and now we can see 1. We get record is equal to 1. With select query, select star from cold drink, we get 8 records, but This is the first row of this result, and this is the first column, and here we can see 1. Because of this we get 1. We are converting in integer with convert dot to int 32, and we can do type conversion or typecasting in this way also. Record is equal to 1, we get same result. But when select star from cold drink, we are getting this result with this query. We cannot see price 100. Select star from cold drink where price is equal to 100. When we execute this query, we get empty result or empty result set. Copy this query, paste the same query, run the program. Here we can see exception. Null reference exception was unhandled. So here ExecuteScalar method is returning null value. But this typecasting method or type conversion method, null value not converting in integer value. So here we are using convert to int 32, and because of this convert to int 32, this null value will be converted in integer value. So now here null value is converted into 0. So row greater than 0, this condition became false. So we get no record found. Select star from cold drink where unit is equal to L. So now we get this result. We can see 3 records. This is the first column of the first row, and here we can see 5. So if we copy the same query and paste here, enter 3, selected row is equal to 0. Now we can see 5. So we can see record is equal to 5. If we give unit kg, we cannot see unit kg. Now here we can see 0, and so we get the result no record found. And here also and now And if we give here name, now we can see Mirinda 7F Sprite. And if we copy this query, select name from folding where unit is equal to L. Selected row is equal to 0. We get exception, so this variable must be string variable. So selected row is equal to null. Mirinda. And now here we can see record is equal to Mirinda. So here also we can see 3 rows, but we get the first column of the first row. In this way we get single value with ExecuteScalar method, and we get the first column of the first row from the result. In this way we can use ExecuteScalar method. It is very useful to use with aggregate functions like max, min, count, sum, avg means average, and so on. As we get only single value with ExecuteScalar method, so it is very useful to use with aggregate functions. Select quantity from cold drink, min. Select min quantity from cold drink. We are using aggregate function min. We can see minimum quantity is 1.75, and after executing query we get 1.75. So copy this query and paste the query and run the program. Record is equal to 175. Data type of quantity is float. Even variable is string. Here we cannot see any error, and if we take float, but here we cannot see to float. So we can take double, convert to double, selected row greater than 0. If we run the program, now also we get the proper result. Record is equal to 1.75. AVG for average quantity. Aggregate function AVG, then we get 376.04, and after that we can see many numbers 16 and so on. Copy this and here. Now we get same result, and even if we give here integer and here convert to int, 376, and we are not getting numbers after decimal point. Return type is object, so it can be of any data type. We cannot see any error also, and because we get single value, so execute scalar method is very useful with aggregate functions. With execute reader method, we can read all the records of the select query. With execute non-query, we can perform insert, update, delete operations. We have seen delete operation in part 1. So here, and we have deleted one record. We have deleted one record, and now we will delete these two records with price 27. Give here price 27, 27. Then we can see records deleted is equal to 2. Records with price 27 are deleted. And here only 6 records. Here we can see 6 records, and here also we can see 6 records now. Thus, we can get or read all the records in the result set with ExecuteReader method. With ExecuteScalar method, we get the first column of the first row or single value. That's all for ExecuteScalar method in edu.net. In our channel, there are regular uploads of programming related videos. So For latest updates, please subscribe the channel and like and share videos. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.